When it comes to money and finances, there's a lot to take into consideration. In as much as I hate saying this, but money does matter. So in my last video, I provided reasons why you should study here, and hopefully that video gave you convincing reasons on why you should actually study here. Anyways, in today's video, I'm covering the cost of actually studying here in Canada. So I'm going to be covering your total cost of tuition to your total cost of money you're going to spend on your pre-arrival plans, like a study permit, your visa, medical fee, biometrics, other stuff, up to your total amount of money you're going to be spending every month. And all the prices here are going to be shown in Canadian dollars, not US dollars. While some of the prices are going to be fixed price, some of them are going to be estimates of the actual prices. So some costs may vary depending on your lifestyle, your way of living, but my main intention is to provide you with an estimate of how much you're going to spend if you're going to study here as a student in Canada. So how much is the tuition fee here in Canada? Honestly, it's really hard to give an exact number, but if I were to Google it, according to StatCan in 2021, the average annual tuition for undergraduate studies can go up to 33,623 Canadian dollars. While for postgraduate studies and most colleges, it can reach approximately 20,120 Canadian dollars. It's definitely expensive, but remember, this is just the average. It's like an estimate. This is not the exact amount of money you have to pay, depending on the school and the program of choice you're going for. You can check out this video on cheap or affordable schools for international students. I did my research on these schools, and guess what? They still fall under the designated learning institution, that is the DLI, which is approved by the IRCC, which is the Canadian Immigration. So now that we've covered the most important thing, which is our tuition fee, let's move on to the smaller stuffs. You may need an English proficiency test, but it is not required for all countries. I didn't write an English proof test to come study in Canada, and Nigerians I've seen, none of them actually wrote the test. And it costs about 330 Canadian dollars. So to enter Canada, obviously you need a study permit because you're not a citizen. The study permits cost about 150 Canadian dollars as of the last I checked. And then you also need about 85 Canadian dollars for your biometrics and about 300 Canadian dollars to cover your medical fees if required. Okay, cost of living month to month, the monthly expenses. Okay, this is where things get very challenging because this is more personal and it depends on your choices of lifestyle and your standard of living. Most students I know use the public transportation, the public transit. Yeah, we call it the TTC in Toronto. While some may purchase a car and actually drive. You can choose to make room for grocery shopping and cooking your food, while some may prefer to eat out. Basically, my main point is that depending on how you choose to live your life here in Canada, you may live expensive, you may live cheap, depends on you. But for the purpose of giving you an estimate to guide you, I'm going to use myself as an example. So here is the breakdown. I rent a 2-bedroom place, worth about 1,600 Canadian dollars per month, and I split it with my sibling. We also pay $89 per month for our Wi-Fi, which is an unlimited plan for the whole month. Then I pay about 35 Canadian dollars for my phone bill. Unfortunately, in Canada, phone bills is quite expensive, but it covers unlimited phone calls, unlimited text, voicemail, and about 3 gigabytes of data. For my groceries, approximately about 150-ish. For transportation, I use the public transit by taking the bus, the streetcar, or the train. And the bus pass for a month in Toronto here with TTC is about 232 Canadian dollars for 1 month, which will take you around the city for a whole month. Lastly, allocate approximately $100 for my entertainment. Like shopping, personal shopping, not grocery this time. Shopping, maybe going to the movies, eating out, just personal entertainment. I mean, we're here for our studies, but you can't always be studying. You need to allocate down to time to distress. Then it's safe to just allocate some extra money just for any emergency. Then be about $100 for any emergencies that may come up, because sometimes you need to spend money that you didn't actually plan for. So that brings me to a total of about 1,000 Canadian dollars on my living expenses for every month. And honestly, that's a very modest price. I know some people who pay over 2,000 Canadian dollars just for their rent alone, and that is more than my whole living expenses for a month. But if I were to add up each of the total costs for each category, this is an overview of the costs you're gonna need. This covers your school application fees up until your cost of living monthly. For the first year, if you're taking an undergrad studies in Toronto and you want to DIY your immigration application, that is, you don't give an agent to do it yourself, then expect to pay a huge sum of about 55 Canadian dollars in your first year. While for postgraduate studies or undergrad but in a college, not a university, that would be approximately 42,000 Canadian dollars per year. Yeah, I agree, this is a lot of money to just throw away in 1 year. But as intimidating as this number looks, there are actually ways you can reduce this cost and save money. So my first tip is look for a program that best suits you and your finances at the same time. Luckily for you, I did a video here on affordable schools or cheap schools for international students. But while you look for schools without much tuition fees, make sure you try to check out for any hidden costs they may have behind. Make sure you do your research properly and know what you're going into. My second tip has to do with your house rent. So I find that out, apart from our tuition fee, the next big thing that actually takes millions of our money is our rent, our monthly rent. So for rent, you can actually save a lot of money if one, you decide to live with family. So if you have family here, then it's a very good idea to live with family, because that will save you 100% of your house rent money, so you don't have to pay about $600 to $1,000 every month for your money. If you don't have family, I would suggest sharing a room with someone. At least you can split the rent. Then lastly, I would say try to cut down on your expenses. I know coming to a new country it can be very tempting to want to explore everything, buy everything, go shopping all the time, eat out. Try to cut down on your living expenses. But if you can afford the conveniences, then go for it. Have fun, enjoy life. Lastly, I would say consider getting a part-time job on the side. Unfortunately, for international students, we can only work 20 hours per week, but that is off campus. If you can get a job on campus, that's fine. You can work limited hours on campus, and during breaks, like maybe Christmas break, Easter break, you can work more than 20 hours. Well, I've passed all the information I needed to pass on yet today. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comment section below, and I'm going to get back to you. I've been getting so many questions on my Instagram and my WhatsApp. Comment them here in the comment section, and I'm going to get back to you on another video or in the comment section. Anyways, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and share this video to people who you think might actually need to know this information.